Floyd Mayweather has once again made headlines, this time issuing a bold warning to his former protege, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. In a surprising move, Mayweather publicly advised Davis to reconsider and possibly withdraw from his much-anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach. Known for his strategic insight both inside and outside the ring, Mayweather's caution has ignited widespread speculation across the boxing world. Fans and analysts are left questioning what Mayweather might know about the rematch that others don't, and whether there's a deeper reason behind this dramatic plea.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Gervonta Davis has officially returned to training camp to prepare for his highly awaited rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., scheduled for August 16th in Las Vegas. This follow-up bout comes after their controversial draw earlier this year, a fight marked by heated debate over a disputed non-knockdown in the 9th round. Now more determined than ever, Davis is intensifying his training, honing both his physical conditioning and tactical approach to reaffirm his dominance in the lightweight division. The first fight between Davis and Roach was steeped in controversy, especially due to an incident in the 9th round. Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach, claiming that hair grease had gotten into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis began a count but stopped halfway through, allowing Davis to retreat to his corner, an action not permitted during an active round. Many believe a knockdown should have been recorded, which could have changed the fight's outcome. Although the New York State Athletic Commission reviewed the incident, it ultimately upheld the original draw decision.
Because I don't know what the just happened. You're a referee, your biggest, you should have seen what the going on. Why I would have, if I'm in the corner, I'm erratic in between rounds. What was your feeling in between rounds when you seen that?
We was going off. My assistant coach, Ben Johnson, he was going off on him. Like, hey, Steve, the is wrong with you? He was cursing him out and everything. He was like, that was a down.
Yeah,
he just stood off and waved us off, and he was like,
yeah, because for me, one person would have been having to deal with Lamont, and the other would have been the whole 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's how it was. I was dealing with him, and my man Ben was dealing with the rough.
Right.
Lamont Roach impressed boxing fans and analysts alike with his resilient performance in the first bout. He went toe-to-toe with Davis, absorbing heavy shots and countering with precision. His solid defense and sharp counterpunching skills showcase his evolution as a fighter and prove he is far from an underdog.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter, because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight right. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout artist.
Roach's strategic foresight was evident when he negotiated a rematch clause in the initial contract. This clause guaranteed an immediate second fight if he lost or the bout ended in a draw. It was a calculated move, reflecting Roach's confidence in his abilities and his determination to secure another chance to prove himself, both inside the ring and in the business of boxing.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Gervonta Davis is eager for the rematch, aware that his reputation took a hit following the controversial outcome of their first fight. He sees this upcoming bout as an opportunity to reestablish his supremacy, silence critics, and restore his image as one of boxing's most feared and dominant fighters.
We gotta talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that like, I don't want to break my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, it had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Mayweather's warning to Davis appears rooted in both strategic and reputational concerns. He believes that a rematch under the current circumstances carries unnecessary risk to Davis's undefeated record and public standing. Drawing from his own experience in managing high-stakes fights, Mayweather urges Davis to carefully consider the long-term implications before stepping back into the ring with Roach.
Big credit here because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need to push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents or whatever, and you're talking about the Lamont Roach.
We're not going to pick a...
But okay,
find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, oh, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and it's his record, leading up to him getting to the title shot. Or getting his title win. It's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles. And it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm on a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. So, Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times, yes.
How dare he? How dare he?
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, expressed surprise over the controversial events in the Davis versus Roach fight. While he stopped short of calling a robbery, he acknowledged that the outcome tarnished Davis's aura of invincibility. According to Jeff, Roach's performance has emboldened other fighters who now feel more confident about challenging Davis, signaling a potential shift in how Davis is perceived within the boxing community.